Hello and welcome to a special video for IrishRacing.com where we're going to get to know the city of Galway ahead of the summer festival. There's plenty to do in this beautiful city. I'm going to show you some of the things to do during the daytime while you're here at the races and sample some of the nightlife. I'm going to learn some special skills along the way, so stay tuned for that. We're going to speak to the locals as well and meet a special guest that is well known on IrishRacing.com. So join me as we get to know Galway. So for anyone coming to Galway, the best way to start a day is of course a hearty breakfast. And what better than a full Irish breakfast? Now being from England, I know what goes into an English breakfast. I've got the man here that knows all about Irish breakfast, head chef at the Clayton. So Gareth, tell me, what goes into an Irish breakfast?
Well, an Irish breakfast is a hearty meal. It originated to fill the Irish farmer, so he'd be satisfied to work for the full day. The breakfast will consist of pork and meat products. The difference between the English breakfast, we'd have the black and white pudding. Here at the Clayton Hotel, we're committed to a genuine 100% Irish full breakfast. So all our meat is 100% Irish. We use sausages from a local supplier, 4th generation butcher, and we use the longest pork producer in Ireland for our bacon.
And now how busy do you expect it to be then during the races?
On a typical morning race week, we will have up to 500 breakfasts here in the hotel. Growing up, my house turned into a B&B every race week. I'd have my grandfather, my uncles, it was their annual holidays, and they'd go to the Galway Races. My first experience going to races was 3 or 4 years of age, and it's always been a highlight of my summer ever since.
And what would you recommend to someone like me, maybe who's not been to the races before? What would you recommend to do in Galway and obviously at the races as well?
Galway is very lucky as a lot of the racing is on in the evening time, so you have the time to relax during the daytime, whether it's in the city, around Eyre Square, or out to the beautiful Sawtell.
So the proper Irish experience as well.
Oh yes, for sure.
Well, hopefully, yeah, we'll get to try that myself as well. But Gareth, thanks for your time. That kind of wraps it up. Thanks for having us here at the Clayton.
You're more than welcome.
Yeah, so now we've had a hearty breakfast, it's then time to head into the city. We've got a spot where we can actually go and increase our chances of getting lucky at Galway Races. All will be clear very soon. And we're also going to meet our friend Emma Nagle from IrishRacing.com. So let's head on over to Salt Hill Promenade. And it gives a great pleasure to say we're actually joined by Emma Nagle. Emma, hello.
Welcome to Galway. Your first time here?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah, first time. Looking
Fabulous.
Forward to see it.
The weather couldn't be much better for you and
What a day, exactly, yeah, it's absolutely perfect.
Yeah, so I've been coming to Galway since I was a child, basically. We used to get the bus up when we were younger. If there wasn't any horse running, we'd hop on the bus in Mallow, we'd go up to Galway. All of my friends, just as teenagers, just enjoying the whole atmosphere of it, I suppose. We always had an interest in horses, but a lot of my friends just went up for the crack, and kind of social aspect of Galway is a massive thing as well.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, what is this the reputation of Galway around the whole of Ireland?
Oh, like Galway is like the living beat of the rest of Ireland. The Galway Races is such a massive sporting occasion for the whole country, and I suppose socially and as a sporting, I suppose the Irish love their horse racing and they all flock to Galway in the summer just to enjoy, soak up the whole thing, I suppose.
And what about your personal memories? Any highlights of particular races or moments?
I suppose the first Galway hurdle winner I remember is Overturn. He was obviously a very prolific horse for Donald McCain back in the day. I think 2010, 2011 he had a few massive years, but since then I think Mick Winters had some great times in the Galway hurdle and the Galway plate, local man to me, so I really enjoyed those ones. And obviously you with last year, that was magic.
Yeah, exactly. And I think, do you see Galway as well as like kind of like a place to kind of advertise Ireland as well? I mean, for like newcomers like me, obviously first time here.
If you want the kind of authentic Irish experience, you're not going to get much better than Galway, in fairness. If you're walking down Salt Hill here and walking through the city, you have the buskers, the Irish music, the Gaeltacht in Galway as well, the Irish speakers, so it's real kind of heartbeat of the country, I suppose.
Yeah, we're going to find out as well a little bit about how good your Gaelic is later on. But I mean, how is that like just the cultural wise, like do a lot of people speak it as well?
My Gaelic might be a bit sketchy now. Everyone learns a small bit in school, a few phrases here and there. I could probably be a bit better, but I'm sure I have a few things that you could learn along the way.
Great stuff. And how about then for this year's Galway Festival? Anything in particular you're looking forward to?
Definitely looking forward to Hewitt coming back. Shark Hanlon said that's on the plan for him. I was a bit surprised because he's going to be high up in the weights, but if that could happen again, it would be just absolutely magic. Obviously the Galway Hurdle is another highlight of the week, but I think my favourite race is probably the Clayton Hotel Qualified Riders Race. I just think it gives the amateurs a great chance to get their day in the sun at Galway. We saw Patrick Mullins break his duck in it last year with Echoes and Rain, so that's kind of one of my favourites, I think.
Just tell us about your luck when it comes to betting at Galway. You had some good years or bad years?
Betting at Galway can be a real minefield for punters. 7 days of action. If you're coming out on top on the Sunday, you've done pretty well. Glorious Goodwood's obviously in the evening as well, so it can be a heavy week. Last year I had Hewitt. I fancied him for a long time, but apart from that now, a bit luckless. But there's always a few trainers you can follow, like Dermot Weld is known as the king of Ballybrett. Ado McGuinness in recent years has had great luck as well, so you can't go too wrong following those kind of guys.
Well, that's it. I mean, we're here on the Salt Hill Prom as well because there is a spot, there is a local tradition. Kind of wanted to do it actually, and hopefully it's going to help people's luck if they come here. So we're going to get to that point now. We'll describe that in a second. Right, so now we're at the end of the Salt Hill Prom. I've heard there's a bit of a tradition. If you actually kick the wall, you're going to get good luck. So hopefully that means I get some good luck. So now we've guaranteed our luck for the races. Let's go into the city and learn a bit more. Go to the Spanish Arch, where we're going to be close to the museum, and hopefully learn a bit more about the city. All right, so Emma, there's a rich history in Galway. We're here by the Spanish Arch. Can you tell us a little bit more about it?
So back in the medieval times, I think Galway was a walled city, and I think this is actually the last structure of the walls that surrounded Galway City back in the day. So there's a bit of history to it. Obviously the museum is there if you want to know more. My history of Galway wouldn't be the best, probably just what I learned in school now, but yeah, it's a lovely place to hear the sunshine, sit down by the river. It's nice. Yeah. Soak in the ambience, I suppose, of Galway.
The ambience, I can hear that in the tunnel as well. But yeah, it might actually help out with the luck to take a walk through, so we're going to do that in a second. But yeah, like you say, the museum's there as well, so if you need more detailed history, detailed stories, then head on over to the museum. But right now as well, we're going to head up to Eyre Square and try and talk a bit like the locals. We'll tell you more once we get up there. Alright, so now we've learned a bit about the city. I wanted to come and meet one of Galway's famous sons, actually. So I want to get this right, how to say it. So Padraig O'Connor, is that right?
Not too bad, Padraig, yeah.
Padraig, okay, I was mixing up the English and the Gaelic, yeah. Obviously a famous Gaelic writer, but Emma, you can maybe tell us a bit more about him?
Yeah, so basically Padraig lived in the 1800s, and when the English, obviously the penal laws, the Irish language was kind of taken away from us, and Padraig was kind of instrumental in kind of reteaching the Irish language to the Irish people. So he was a famous writer and a poet, and yeah, just a big kind of to bring back the Irish language to the country. Obviously we don't speak it fluently most of the time, but we all learn it in schools. We all have a few phrases, I suppose.
Yeah. Now obviously, yeah, it might have been a little bit anti-English, but I'm going to here to try and turn things around a little bit more. So I'm actually going to try and say a few words in Gaelic as well, and I want you to try and understand what I'm trying to say. So you try and translate for us if I can do this. So, all right. Craig agus Ceol.
Crack agus Ceol.
Yeah, what does that mean?
Fun, a bit of crack and a bit of music. Crack is kind of, it's just the basic Irish term. Everyone kind of says a bit of crack. Yeah. Perfect.
Well, that's actually good then. All right. Cathfiel and Houston.
Oh, right.
No, okay. Especially, where's the party?
No.
No? Okay. Salancha.
Salancha, yeah. Salancha.
I know that one, yeah, we know that one. That was an easy one. Almirta Liat Damsa? No? Okay. It's actually Care for a Dance, that one.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, we might try that later on the Irish jig.
Dowsa, yeah.
Dowsa, oh, okay. Getting there. Gorab Mat Agat?
Gorab Mina Mahagut.
Yeah,
yes.
Exactly, that's what I meant to say. What does that mean?
1,000 thank yous.
1,000 thank yous. Okay, so yeah.
No, sorry, I actually got that wrong. It's 1,000 blessings. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, my thing says thanks, basically.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah. Sorry, so hopefully I've not disrespected the Gaelic language too much. You understood a couple, so that's good. So I got the crack agus.
Crack agus Ceol.
Crack agus Ceol.
Ceol is music, yeah,
okay,
basically.
Cool.
I'm not even sure what crack actually translates to. It's just like.
All right, so now we've learned a bit more about the city. I've hopefully ingratiated myself with the locals, speaking some of the Irish. Now it's time to get to the Galway Races. So Emma, how do we actually get to there from here, from Eyre Square?
So the racetrack is in Ballybrick, which is about 10 minutes out the road. So there's buses here kind of all week long going out all throughout the day, over and back to the races. So you get to land back here right outside Supermax where it all goes down at the end of the night, I suppose.
Perfect. All right, let's go over there then and let's try our luck at the races. All right, so now we've made it up to Galway Races as well, but we're in an area maybe a little bit behind the scenes because this isn't where punters can go. Emma, can you tell us more where we are?
Yeah, so we're in the saddling boxes here at Galway. So you'd walk up from the stable yard here through this gate and you'd walk through here then with the horse. Hopefully they'll be nice and well behaved by the time you get up here because you might have to wait a few minutes for the trainer to get the gear from the jockey. So you'd walk in here, hopefully they'll stand nice and quiet while you're waiting, and just around the corner from us then is the weigh room. So the trainer will go in and weigh out the jockey, get all the gear and the saddle. You'll already have the bridle and things on, so you're just waiting here then and come down, put on the saddle, hope everything goes nice and smooth, and yeah, you're ready to go then pretty much.
I mean, it looks like there's quite a lot of stalls here as well. So what's the atmosphere like, especially the big races like the Galway Plate as well? I mean, yeah, what's the atmosphere like?
The atmosphere down here, it's a lot more quiet than it would be on the track, obviously. Everyone's kind of in game mode when you get to here, especially for the big races. So yeah, everyone's kind of focusing on their own horse and just hoping to get everything running smoothly and get out onto the track.
Yeah, any unique memories as well for you in here? Like, does it kind of stir back some big memories for you?
We had a horse won here a few years ago, the Bishop Looney. Yeah, I've led up here a lot of time, but haven't had too much luck here leading up, so hopefully that might change. Probably as much luck as I had betting here, to be honest.
So that's a great insight into the formalities, I guess. But I know we're going to go take a look at the track as well, maybe learn about how kind of unique Galway is. So should we head on up?
Yep.
All right, so now we're down here by the track, and then we're going to give us some pointers as to what makes Galway so unique. Yeah, take it away.
Yeah, so it's quite a unique track. It's very undulating. As we look back here, the National Hunt track in particular, it's quite tough. The final two fences will be coming down the hill here. They're in quite quick succession, and then there's quite a long run up. It's about 2 furlongs up to the winning post, which is really, really tough. Like you can see the hill here. It's pretty hard to get up there.
Yeah, well, let's swing round and let's actually try and show exactly how steep the finish is, because it is the unique part of Galway. I mean, me coming from Cheltenham, I know how much of a stiff test that is. You can actually see it from here as well. I mean, normally from the side camera, you can't really gauge how steep it is, but I mean, I wouldn't fancy running up here. But yeah, so which kind of horses actually kind of do excel at Galway with this finish in mind?
Yeah, so a lot of horses will win multiple times at Galway. You'd have a lot of Galway specialists. I think Salt on Stall, Tudor City, last year's Galway Hurdle winner, had won the Galway Hurdle previously. So horses definitely either like it or maybe not so much. It's kind of just luck of getting the horse who handles the test. You don't really know till you get here as well, so that's the kind of challenge of it as well. Yeah,
but you say as well there's specific trainers that maybe just adapt their horses particularly well to Galway?
Yeah, I think definitely trainers seem to target it. Like Dermot Weld is known as the king of Ballybrick for a long, long time. Obviously, Willie has probably taken the mantra off him since then, but there's other ones you can look out for, like Tony Martin always has a few winners at Galway, Aidan McGuinness on the flat, so they're kind of ones I'd look out for, and you know the old names as well, like when Salt and Stall or Current Option arrive, they're probably worth a bit of a bet.
Yeah, well, speaking of betting, then let's go up and actually try and see where we can actually place a bet. Hopefully we've got some winners now. All right, so Emma, now we've got our bets on. Obviously the betting ring looks a little bit different today. We can just talk us through where we're at and what we can see in this area.
Yeah, so we're standing just in front of the parade ring here. We'll see the horses parading here before the race and hopefully see a winner we're after backing coming up to the winner's spot behind us. They'd obviously some massive celebrations here at the winner's spot, especially Uwick we saw last year. It's a great celebration, so it's a real good atmosphere down here, especially when you're after backing a winner, I suppose.
Yeah, and you were telling me as well beforehand, there's a marquee over this side as well, so this is a really busy spot before the races, right?
Yeah, it's a real busy spot. I suppose the bookie's in front of us, so it's always kind of a real bustling, lively atmosphere down here.
Yeah, and this is where you get maybe a few tips as well from some punters.
If you're lucky, maybe, if you're lucky.
All right, well, obviously we want to plug the irishracing.com anti-post preview. We'll have that closer to the festival as well, and like Emma says, hopefully some of our tips will end up behind this winner's enclosure. But yeah, let's move on then. After the races, we're going to sample some of the nightlife in Galway. All right, so now we've been to the races, we come back into the city, and we're actually at the Skeff, and Emma, you were telling me about this is one of the places you go.
It's one of the best pubs in Galway, I have to say. After the races, you go to the Skeff, you can't go too wrong. It's known for their pints of Guinness, and there's always a good band inside as well, so it's always a great night in the Skeff.
Perfect. Well, we've been lucky enough to be joined by Erica as well. She's going to let us behind the bar. We're going to learn a bit more about the Skeff, do some challenges as well, so let's go on in. All right, so we're here in the Skeff and we're joined by Erica as well. So she's going to tell us a bit about the history of this establishment. Looks absolutely amazing, but can you tell us a bit about the history?
So yeah, like you guys said, these are in the Skeff. It is the largest pub in Galway. It's like, I think it's 7 somewhat floors between all the stairs in here. I think I do about 1,500 steps a day. It'll just be like that. All the paintings and all the crafts that you see around here are all the originals. It's handcrafted. We're just keeping everything up to date, so it does look freshly painted because it is. If not, it's built in 1850, so you know, I don't think the paint would be very well. One of the fun things about it that my manager first told me when I got here was that it's actually haunted, somewhat haunted. I don't know if you guys believe that or not, but there is a painting just above the stairs there with a little boy on it, and he's been seen by one of my friend's uncle who's a medium, like standing on the bottom of those stairs right there.
Yeah.
And do you know, like emergency exits, do you know the way they're like one way only?
Yeah.
It's caught on camera like flinging open. We have no draft upstairs in the hotel, we have nothing. Or like marbles dropping into pints and stuff like that. It's so weird. I haven't seen anything myself now, but like on the late shifts you do hear some weird noises. But yeah, that's a really fun fact about it. I tell everyone, they're like, no, it doesn't. I'm like, stay here tonight and see what happens. You know?
Erica, now you're going to show us a stacking trick with 3 pints.
So normally when I have like 2 or 3 pints and I don't want them, it's so boring to wait for it to settle. So one of my coworkers actually showed me how to stack Guinness. Kind of want it when you're stacking it kind of depends on like heaviness, weightness, all that kind of stuff. So you want to place your glass like this, and it's basically just a balanced weight distribution.
Oh my god. Oh no.
Yeah, I'm not trying this. That looks hard enough for 2.
Oh my god.
Oh, look at that.
And that's your stacking.
Magic.
I've had
Can I do the 3rd one?
We'll do the 3rd one.
It's like a magic trick.
This is actually
Amazing.
scary to watch.
Yeah.
I'm so nervous now.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well done.
And you can kind of see it's like a little waterfall effect.
Magic.
That one's going down into that one.
That is
That
fast.
is amazing. That is really good. Yeah, all right.
Unbalanced.
I'll give it a go.
And if you drop it, it's fine.
Okay.
It's funnier.
It is.
It's really funnier.
So you think?
Over a little bit more.
Oh yeah, I can feel it. Yeah.
There you go.
Oh my god.
See?
It's not too bad. It's
Go
not too
for
bad.
the 3 now.
Oh no.
Is it the same process basically?
Yeah.
So like,
just
I'm actually
coming
nervous.
keep it
forward.
hold it this way.
I'm actually
Like
nervous.
back.
Coming this way. So you want to put it up here.
So like this way? Oh, okay. Yeah. I see what you mean.
Oh.
Whoa, hold on.
Oh no. Nearly there.
Very determined.
But I
now.
have to, I
Yeah.
have to do it now.
My supervisor can do the 3.
It's kind of
Oh my God.
professional. No way.
Yes, I did it.
Well done, Joe.
I have to look at it.
Top class.
Come on, go
At
down.
the same time, yeah. Oh my
Oh,
God.
that is stressful.
That is, yeah.
That is horrible. But that look
fast.
good? Okay, good.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh my
That's
God.
brilliant.
Never seen non-bartender try and attempt
okay.
that. 'Cause when-
He's basically Irish now.
Yeah, no, I qualified finally.
Exactly, yeah.
Well, that's a good time to wrap it up, I think. Well, Erica, thanks so much.
No
that was
problem
amazing.
at all, guys.
So-
Thank you, and well done to your pints. Well done to you.
Brilliant. Thanks very much. We'll see you in Galway, I suppose.
Exactly.
Perfect.